So this is a website called Wufoo. It's very important to my business, and it's something I suggest that if you're getting into having shopping carts and checkouts on your page, this is one option to go for your e-commerce. So Wufoo.com is really important to me because it's how people check out. They go through this form. If you're unfamiliar with how e-commerce works on a website, you need to have something called a merchant account. And these are people that usually take 2 to 7% of your sales. If you think about PayPal, PayPal is actually kind of a merchant account for you, but you don't need to have much sign up and much approval to get an account going. But it only works for other people with PayPal. The merchant account comes in because you want to use people that have Visa, MasterCard, and all the other credit card companies that can process through your website. So a merchant account processes the websites. I have a merchant account called USA ePay, and they run all my funds, and they give permission to go through Wufoo through their API, and I use Wufoo as my checkout. So let me show you. Under training, I've got Final Cut 10 Basics. Anybody that wants to download or get streaming to this will click the download now button, and this form that just popped up is powered by Wufoo. So they'll type in their credit card information, their billing, and their receipt, and then they'll submit the payment, they get the download, and all that jazz. That's all done through Wufoo. So the autoresponders that creating that form, right here you see it's Final Cut 10 Basics. That's what it says at the top on the previous page, and all this information goes into this form. Wufoo allows me to do a lot of cool stuff, like I can add upsells. I can say, hey, would you like to add this tilt shift plugin for free? And that'll be included in the download and their autoresponder. I create all the autoresponders here within Wufoo, so they're given their receipt and the download links and the streaming links immediately after purchase. I should say immediately after a successful purchase, because the merchant account, you'd be surprised how many people's cards don't fulfill the $45. They don't have that much money in their credit card or their debit card, and so it'll void the purchase. And that's all done through USA ePay or whatever merchant account you get. Now there is another company called Stripe, and it's Stripe payments for developers. So it's Stripe, and you can get payments, and you don't actually have to be approved. And because the merchant account that I use, I believe, is like $45 a month, no matter if I get any charges or not. And then they take a percentage. It could be 2 or 3%. Stripe also takes a little higher percentage, but you don't have to get, I believe you don't have the monthly fees, and you don't. So Stripe's currently charging 2.9% and 30 cents per successful charge. There's no setup fees and there's no monthly fees. Well, I have never used this company, but I have, again, good friends that have used it and have been using it for about 2 or 3 years now, and they really like it. So this is an option for you if you don't want to get the approval for a merchant account, because that does take, it took me a couple, like 2 months to get that, all the paperwork done. It's quite the process for a business. Now, the people that use Stripe are also going to need something like Wufoo to manage the actual credit card forms, the stuff that's being embedded on your site. And that's just like the Jot forms. It's very simple. I can't show you how to embed the code because my code's, you'll see my private information there. But it's very easy. It's just like the Jot form. So go back and watch that lesson. Apply that to like Wufoo or any other form. They'll walk you through how to put it on your WordPress site using the HTML code that you just paste. And I had mentioned another e-commerce option for you as well earlier in the course called WooCommerce. And if you go to WooCommerce, just Google that. You'll be able to see and read more about that. I've used that service on one site. It was all right. I've used that service on one site and it was good. You just have to make sure it will match with your merchant account or whatever way you're accepting payments on your site.